Welcome to the video tutorial of the Mizner Falls touchscreen audiovisual system. To begin, press the big green button. You will then see that it will ask you if you are sure you want to power on the system. In this case, we will say yes. It will then ask if you need to use the video projector for your function. For right now, let's just say no. At this point, we must wait for the system to power on, the amplifier to warm up, and everything to get ready to go. At this time, you may want to grab a wireless microphone. To turn on the wireless microphone, you simply press the button until the light turns green. At this point, the wireless microphone is active. To turn your wireless microphones off, again, press the button until the light disappears. If you'd like to listen to the Comcast cable box, you can simply hit the Comcast cable button. Since the screen is not on, you will not see anything on the projection screen. To turn down the volume, being that it is a little loud, we can turn it down using the volume down button. To turn it up, you can use the volume up button, or we can mute it altogether. For argument's sake, let's unmute this and turn it down a little bit. If you would like to change the music that you're listening to off of the Comcast cable box, or change the channel, you can do so with the numeric keypad. Otherwise, since we are not able to see the screen, the guide and menu and so on is not very useful right here. However, we do have this handy button right here for favorite channels, where we have pre-programmed certain stations for you. Normally, you guys are listening to the love songs for your background music. However, let's go with smooth jazz for right now. When I press this button, it goes ahead and it puts in the channels for smooth jazz. We now have smooth jazz playing throughout the clubhouse. However, let's go back to the love songs because that's what you guys typically have playing. To get out of this favorite channels, we simply hit the X in order to make that disappear. Again, we can always go up a channel or down a channel, because this is essentially your Comcast cable remote. However, if you would like to go back and change to the Blu-ray player and use it as a CD player, you can go either hit the back button or the activities button. Let's hit activities. Here you could select Blu-ray DVD. At this point in time, you can go ahead and hit the eject button in order to make the tray come out. Load your disc, and then you can hit the eject button either here or on the front of the disc player itself. From here you can operate everything either from the touch panel or from the disc player. Let's go back to activities. Say you need to make a PC presentation. You can always go to your onstage video inputs. You now have two choices for where to plug in a PC. If you have a newer laptop or Mac, you can plug in via the HDMI wall plate. If you have an older PC with an analog connection or VGA, you can hit the onstage VGA wall plate. At this point, you would want to go and connect your computer to whichever wall plate it is that you've chosen to use. Again, at all times you have your master volume control right there. If at any time you need to affect the volume for just the microphones or a particular source, you can go direct to the audio mixer. Here you will see where we have things muted and unmuted. We have our HDMI, we have our VGA, FM tuner, we have our XLR inputs, which you may not have to worry about, and you can swipe over just like your iPhone or iPad, or you can hit the two mics button in order to get to the mic mixer page. Here you can adjust the microphone volume as needed or mute if need be. Let's go back to activities. We also have the option to listen to the radio in the ballroom. Here we have only two presets set between 97.9 FM and 102.7 FM. However, you can still directly type in whichever station you would like or tune up and down and use the controls as follows. In any case, if you're done using the system, you can always come to the power down button here. At this point, it will give you the option to power down particular items or the entire system. Oh, and before we do so, let me go back or to the activities page and show you that we also have direct control over each device. If you just need to get into the devices themselves for more particular parameters to be set, you can jump directly to the pages for those devices. However, this is more of an advanced function. Again, let's go back to the power down button that is located on every page and say we're done with our event, and we can go ahead and hit all off. At this point, everything is shutting off for you. It may take a minute for everything to turn off properly. However, now let's go ahead and turn on the system, only this time let's use the projector. So in this case I say, yes, I do want to use the projector. As you may hear in the background, the projection screen is now coming down. And the video projector is being turned on. Now, if we decide that we would like to watch Comcast cable, we can go ahead and hit the Comcast button, and the Comcast cable will automatically pop up. However, again, let's turn down the volume a little bit. Now, since it is difficult to operate the screen or the cable box without being able to view the screen, we also have a handheld remote. This handheld remote will automatically track the functions of the touchscreen. So now that we have chosen Comcast cable, this is now our Comcast cable remote. We could turn the volume up and down from here. We could change the channel up and down, and so on. Also, we can use this remote to play a Blu-ray. Either you can come here to Activities and select Blu-ray DVD, or you can select Blu-ray from the button right there by pressing the button above Blu-ray. The handy thing about this remote and this keypad is that they keep track of each other. So if I were to change the cable from here, you could see that the keypad changes along with the remote. However, if I change back to Blu-ray, again, the keypad changes with the remote. Now let's go ahead and hit the eject button, and I'm going to load a disc. In this case, I have the movie Transformers. I'm loading the disc in the tray, and I'm going to hit the eject button again in order for it to pull the disc into the player. Now I'm walking out into the ballroom. As you can see, the projector is on, and the Blu-ray is starting to load up. Now, as I had mentioned before, we can use the remote here to navigate through the various functions of the Blu-ray player. In this case, I'm going to choose a particular scene in the movie. Now this remote has all your basic function buttons, your volume up, down, mute, has your menu, guide, play, pause, stop, rewind, and so forth. Now one important function that comes in very handy is subtitles. With this particular Blu-ray player, we must first hit the menu button located in the middle of the remote, just underneath the direction arrows. At this point, we want to go to Options, and then we can select the A, which is our letters for subtitles. And I'm assuming we probably want English. We can also change the position of the subtitles on the screen, depending on where you would like them to pop up. I'm going to go ahead and close this, and you can see that there are now subtitles playing with the movie. If I'd like to stop the movie, I can hit the stop button. And you can see the movie has stopped. Now, since this is a smart Blu-ray player, we also have other functions in here. Most particularly, you'd probably want to look into the apps, or, I'm sorry, the premium functions. Here you can use your Netflix, Hulu, Cinema Now, and YouTube. Let's just do YouTube since it does not require any login information. As you can see, it is loading as any other smart device does nowadays when trying to get things from the internet. And there we have YouTube. And depending on your internet connection, this may load faster or not. At this point, we can choose any of these videos. Let's go ahead and choose Adele music video. And of course, this also needs to buffer. So now, let's say we are done watching a Blu-ray and we want to go back to the cable box. Simply just hit the cable button at the top of the remote, and suddenly now we have switched back to Comcast cable. Again, we can use this remote to hit the guide button located underneath the down arrow, and we can navigate the guide. To page up and down, we have these up and down arrows here to quickly navigate the guide via page up and page down. This works exactly the same way as it does in your house. The only thing to keep in mind with this remote is it does not power on and off the system. The power button does absolutely nothing. In order to turn on or off the system, you must have access to the touchscreen back in the equipment room. So now again, we're going to turn off the system. Via the universal power button. We'll hit the button and say all off. And as you wait, you will notice the screen is automatically going up and the projector shuts off. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the AV system via touchscreen at Mizner Falls. Thank you very much and have a nice day.